I'm the digital CRM director at FSAstore.com. We actually have 3 brands. We have FSA Store. All of our brands deal with flexible spending accounts or health savings accounts. So we provide products that are essentially pre-qualified by the IRS to be sold and purchased, paid for by a flexible spending account. And so we have 3 brands: FSA Store, HSA Store, and we have another brand that deals with credits that employers give their employees, and they can spend those credits on our site. We have about 3,500 products in total that we provide, where you don't have to worry about any receipts or paperwork. You just go, you shop, you don't have to worry about your administrator asking you if it's qualified, submit your receipts. So that's the business that we're in. I've been there for just over a year. Before that, I was at Ashley Stewart, which is plus size female apparel, and I was a CRM director there. And before that, I was at Vitamin Shop, and I held many roles over there at Vitamin Shop. So at our business, and most all businesses, right? You have goals, right, that you want to achieve, and you ask yourself, well, how do you get there? What do I need to do in order to get there? My department focuses predominantly on retention, so all retention-based marketing. Email is our biggest channel for the retention marketing that we do, but we also have some other channels like SMS, and we have social and some other things that we can use. But we take up the customer and the journey after acquisition, and so we're trying to get repeat buyers, work on retention, get conversion, higher AOV, those sorts of things. So in order to achieve the goals that we need, and you guys have the same thing that you have to work on. You can't just say I got a goal and I want to make that goal. You have to figure out a way in order to get from A to B where you achieve your particular goal. So right now I'm going to walk you through 3 examples of what we went through with Bluecore in order to achieve some of the business goals that we had. Okay, so the first one is we're always looking at everything that we do, right? In email, we're looking at open rates, conversion rates, click rates, and then the assets that we put in the email. Coupons is a really big one across the board for our company. We have to decide when to offer them, when not to offer them, what the thresholds are. We got to a point where we are saying, are we offering too many coupons? And how can we do that less, maintain sales, and drive a higher margin on the sales that we have, right? So we work with Bluecore in order to be able to focus on that. We ran a test back in July. And the test was essentially to pull coupons out, right? And see what happens when we pull coupons out, and then determine where to go from there. So what we did with Bluecore is we use their affinity audiences, which is basically a model that is very similar to what I understand the Netflix model that looks at behavior, implicit behavior feedback for their movie recommendations. So we use that particular model in order to drive conversion and sales without offering the coupon. So we changed the discussion with Bluecore from the coupon to our value proposition, right? What are we offering that's of value? We have quality products at a really competitive price. We have free shipping over 50, right? We have some other value things, but those are 2 things. And then we added to that the fact that when someone makes a purchase on a particular brand that we have within our business, that part of that money goes back to Children's Health Fund. So we're giving back in the process of making those purchases. So we changed that conversation to from coupons to look at all these great things, the great reasons to buy, the great value that you're getting from our particular brand. One of the products that we had, we completely sold out using the application. You can see here that as a result, our revenue per email was 36 cents, and for this campaign, at the time, we drove $22,000 in additional revenue, and that revenue is still coming through. Because one of the great things about Bluecore is that when you set up a campaign that's based upon an action or a trigger or a model, it continuously runs, right? So we're still, getting and generating revenue from this particular campaign. And what we do is we look for other products or brand or categories to add into the model so that we can expand it. All right, and this works really well also. If your merchant team comes up to you and says, I really want to push this particular product, this is the way you do it, because it's finding like people, right? People who have an affinity to purchase this but haven't done it yet. So it's a really good model. So that's the first case story that I have. The next one, we had a goal to increase repeat purchasers. Now this is just a part of CRM, right? So how do I increase my retention rate? How do I make multi-buyers? Everyone is faced with this. If you think about longevity in your business and having the customer be around next year and a year after that and a year after that, you have to get them to come back and buy with you. So one of our long-term company goals is to increase our retention rate. So this was a perfect kind of thing to work with Bluecore on. And what we did was we decided to work on a replenishment model with them. We had a replenishment model in our business before. It was strictly product driven. This particular model that Bluecore offers matches the product, right, and the kind of the predictive nature of what would be replenishable with the customer, right? Is the customer a replenishment type customer? What have they purchased in the past? How many times have they purchased it? So it brings those two things together. We didn't have that before. So we knew that there's a good solid foundation for replenishment, but we're going to use Bluecore to be smarter about it as we get it out, and then we set it up so that it continues to run. So we struggle with our model. We use this model. We got a 26% conversion rate and 14,000 K plus, and basically an incremental revenue. And the next and final case study that I have is, right, our last goal was to take a classic trigger and optimize it. Like, how can we get better at something that we currently do? So we use our abandoned cart program, which is probably our biggest campaign. Been running the longest with Bluecore, and we have 3 touches. So what we decided to do is add another touch to that, right? We have people in the funnel. They're engaged with the business because they came in, they put something in their cart, and they left. And so we want to make sure that we take every opportunity as they're engaged to get that particular conversion. So what we did here was we already had 3 touch points. We launched a 4th touch point. And again, what we're doing there is we're reinforcing the fact that you came to the site, you put something in your cart, and you abandoned, and that we sent you 3 other emails. So this 4th email is kind of going to be the final kind of push to get that conversion before the customer goes into our batch and blast campaigns, right? Where then we're reaching out, right? As opposed to them reaching out to us and then us responding. So this is where you want to try to take the opportunity to extend the conversation with the customers because they're engaged. So what we did when we launched this is we really talked about using that coupon before you lose it. That was a pretty big deal for us. And I think we changed some of the creative a little bit, so the presentation was different than the other emails that we sent out. And what we got here was a 22% conversion rate and an incremental $20,000 in revenue. So go forward, what we're going to do is we're going to add product to this particular touch point. And so with all of the campaigns that we have, all of them are still running, and we're going to try to figure out ways that we can optimize and expand on them. All right, so that's all I have. Thank you very much.